Dodo with the throw-in, trying to find the right winger, Neres. He finally gets the ball, comes inside, goes for goal and shoots wayward. 3 minutes gone, still 0-0. Dodo with a throw-in, 20 minutes gone, finds Neres again. He goes back to Dodo. Lima out to Bastoni at left back now because of Rodriguez's injury. Barella coming inside, goes for goal, and Nicola Barella scores the goal past Areola in the Stoke net. Makes it 1-0 to Newcastle, and say we need these 3 points to continue our ascent into the top four. Bastoni finds Barella, cuts inside, bottom right-hand corner, 1-0 Newcastle. Barella in the middle of the midfield, driving forward from that deep line playmaker role, finds Marin on that left-hand side. Can he find a ball into the back post? He can't. David Neres goes for goal, and lovely finish from David Neres. A finessed effort into that far corner. Couldn't find Fetiarp in the middle of the box from the cross, but it falls to David Neres. Marin on this right-hand side, on the left-hand side, gets the ball in. Good header away from Sensei, and it's a lovely whipped effort into that far corner. 2-0 Newcastle just before half-time. Stoney throws the ball into Lima, back to the left back, and try and get the ball in. Marin nods the ball down to Barella. He's going to go for another shot, and Barella's second goal of the game, fourth goal of the season, and I think that pretty much wraps up this game against Stoke. 3-0 to Newcastle, and it's a well-worked move as well. Bastoni tries to get that ball in. Holding nods the ball out. Marin nods the ball down to Barella, and he just comes inside and slots that past Areola, and it's 3-0 Newcastle. Domino is now on this left-hand side. We've taken Marin off and brought Damari Gray on. Shelby on for Nicola Barella. Damari Gray out to Lima. Into Neres again. Cuts inside. And Mata out to Neres. Oh, on the overlap. Bastoni. Can he get a ball? And he can't. Ricochets back to Jonjo Shelby. Goes for goal. And our midfielders are on fire at the minute. Scored all our goals. Jonjo Shelby's first goal of the season. And that's 4-0 Newcastle. Absolutely dominant in this game against Stoke. They've not had a single shot on target. Bastoni, makeshift left back, trying to get that ball in, but comes to Neres, who quickly gets it to Shelby, and he fires past Areola. It's 4-0 Newcastle. And there we have it, full-time whistle goes. Newcastle 4, Stoke 0, and as you can see, absolute domination from Newcastle. Only kind of downside, Rodriguez got injured, as did Nicola Barella, but we're on now an international break, so hopefully they will recover quicker than usual, and we go to West Ham now, away from home. We go down to London and the London Stadium. Can we keep our run of form going? Yarmolenko trying to get that ball on that right-hand side, but we do well with Robertson. Now Marin tearing down that left-hand side. No one really in the box. He's trying to float one over to Mbolo. He gets there just in front of Reece Oxford. Barella now, as the advanced playmaker, trying to find a way through. Dodo picking up that ball, goes for goal, hits the post. Marin can't get there, falls to Mbolo. Barella blocked as well. It's pinball football in the West Ham box, and they break Romero in the final third for them, but it's a tackle by Dodo, and it's a foul given from that free kick. Mararui whipped that ball in. Yarmolenko's there, heads just over, but 2 or 3 block shots in the matter of seconds. We can't make the breakthrough. Robertson throws the ball into Lima, into Nicola Barella, back to Robertson, keeping the ball really well here. Can we find a way through this very defensive West Ham formation, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner? Mbolo on the overlap to Dodo. Can he find a ball in? He can. Marin's there, falls to Zakaria, and Zakaria scores his first goal of the season just before the 15th minute mark. And it's 1-0 to Newcastle against West Ham. Barella into Mbolo. Lovely little overlap from Dodo. He then gets this ball into the back post. Marin can't win the header. It falls back to Zakaria on the volley. Past Olsen in goal. 1-0 Newcastle. Playmakers with a free kick. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Into Lucassen. Out to Mario Rui. Finds a little ball through to Arnautovic. Goes for goal and just wide from the Austrian. And warning signs to this Newcastle back line. Lima with 20 minutes to go, deep in West Ham territory. Barella back to Mata, back to Barella. Zakaria gets the shot away on goal and trying to look for that top left-hand corner, but a little bit too much lift on the shot. Mario Rui down this left-hand side into Maxi Romero, finds Vallejo on the halfway line for West Ham. Caceres back to Vallejo. Good Good defensive shape here from Newcastle. Neres nips in there and he's on the counter-attack. He's going all the way himself. He's got Arp on the back post as well as Zakaria. We finally get the ball under control. Barella into Juan Mata, into Fetty Arp. Can he go for a 1-2? No, goes to Neres. David Neres hits the bar and Nathaniel Klein gets the ball clear. Jervy on a free kick, 9 minutes to go. Goes for goal and Rakitic keeps that ball out. Caceres gets a shot on goal, hits the post and we get the ball clear. Probably the best chance for West Ham to get back into this game. Now we have it full time. Whistle goes. A gutsy performance from this Newcastle side. 1-0 away at West Ham. That's 6 points from 6 in the highlights. And now we go on to the biggest game of the season. Juventus away in Turin. So 2 good wins in the league against Stoke and West Ham. And that leaves us in 4th in the table. Arsenal dropped points last game week. I think they drew against, actually lost against United, so that pushes United closer to Liverpool. City lost as well, so we closed the gap on them after those 2 wins. But Liverpool keep on winning. 14 wins from 14. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of run in FM before ever, and I've been playing FM for a good 20 plus years. So yeah, it's a phenomenal record. They do have some tough games coming up going into December and Christmas. They start with the Merseyside derby, then they go to Chelsea away, Man U at Anfield, huge game. Then they travel to Arsenal, then then City travel to them. So in the space of about 3 to 4 weeks, they've got huge games coming up in both the league and also the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. So it could all change by the time January turns round. Hopefully they drop some points against those bigger teams. And all in all, we've not been on a bad run at the minute. And we come up against Juve. This is our Champions League group, as you remember. We're top of the group by a point to Valencia and Juve, and Celtic are in 4 points. So all to play for in the last 2 games of the Champions League group. We'll bring you both of those games in today's episode and Saturday's episode as well, where we'll finish off the Champions League against Valencia at St James's Park, and it'll probably be a winner-take-all situation. But this is going to be the team that goes to Turin and play Juventus. We've got Rakitic in goal, Dodo, Aya, Zagadou and Robertson are the back line. We've got Lima, Zakaria and Barella are the midfield 3. And Bolo on the right, Marin on the left and Fetty Arp up top. Bustos, Lascelles, Shelby, Mata, Neres, Madison and Piatek all on the bench. They submit that team and go to Turin. Barlow with a free kick, whips that ball into the back post, comes back to Cristiano. He shoots just wide, 10 minutes gone, and the first action goes to Juve. Barlow again on the free kick, goes for goal, and he shoots over yet again. 2 very good chances in 2 minutes for the old lady. 20 minutes gone, and we try and find Marin down that left-hand side. Barella with a really good tackle on Paulo Dybala, and we get the ball to Fetty Arp. We've got Mbolo on that right-hand side, but Blaise Matuidi comes in and tackles the young striker, Cristiano Ronaldo, with his back to goal. Goes back to Bernardeschi, into Andre Silva, I think that is, into Bernardeschi again. They've got a hell of a team at Juve. Matuidi into Paulo Dybala, out to Alberto Moreno, whips that ball in into Cristiano Ronaldo, hits the post, hits the bar, and goes and trickles in. It's actually gone down as an own goal for Predrag Rakitic, and it's a disappointing goal to concede. Thought we were going to go up at the other end and score the goal. Alberto Moreno whips that ball in. Ronaldo hits the crossbar, hits Rakitic on the back and just trickles in. It's 1-0 to Juve. Vargas with a free kick, going to chip the ball into Silva, but straight at Rakitic. Half hour gone, and it's all Juve in this tie. We're going to stay with this highlight. Rakitic is going to go long, trying to find but it just finds Matuidi into Azpilicueta, out to Vargas on that left-hand side. He cuts inside over the top to Cristiano. Good save by Rakitic, and we get the ball clear. That's half-time, and we're going to change it up. I'm just going to say I expect to see much better in the second half, and we're just going to change it back up to the away formation with a flat back 4, and we're going to bring Zakaria off, keep Lima on. We're going to bring Juan Mata on in the middle of the park. The rest of it stays exactly the same, hoping for a better performance in this second half. Vargas going to get this ball into the back post, and Marin's there, but falls to Bernardeschi, and he shoots just wide. It's all Juve, even with the change of formation. Nothing really coming off for us here in Turin. And there we have it. Full-time whistle goes. Juve 1, Newcastle 0, and we've scored the goal that puts us to the loss. And yeah, a little bit of little bit of an iffy goal, really, to be fair, to lose to, but we lose to it anyway, and we're going to go forward and see how can't fault any of their efforts. See how Celtic and Valencia got on in their game, and see how that affects the group going forward. So Valencia beat Celtic 3-0. Coquelin, Belanda and Rodrigo scoring the goals there. So this is how it stands. We beat Valencia. We go through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. We lose to Valencia and Celtic lose to Juve. We go into the Europa League. We lose to Valencia and Celtic beat Juve. We get knocked out altogether. So all to play for in the final game of the Champions League group. And yeah, we could even top the group if Juve and Celtic draw. So yeah, it's going to be a tight one on Saturday's episode. But we're going to go into the second game of today's episode against Leeds in 4 days' time. They see themselves in 19th. Hopefully, an easy 3 points. So these are the lineups for the game against Leeds. We've got Rakitic in goal. Dodo, Aya, Zagadou and Robertson are the backline, familiar backline now anyway. Barella and Zakaria in the middle. Neres comes in on that right-hand side. Madison in for Mata. And Marin stays on that left-hand side with Piatek up top. We've had to play Piatek because Fetiap got a bit of an injury in midweek in training. So Piatek up top, and we've just dropped in Bolo to the bench as that backup striker. And we've got Damari Gray on that bench if we need anybody on that right-hand side. They line up with a 4-1-3-1-1. Iosi Perez comes back to St James's Park, and hopefully he doesn't spoil our day. John Fleck in there as well. Kemar Roof up top. So some good players in there, but we should have enough to beat this Leeds side. Ugly down that left-hand side, being tackled by David Neres, and now Madison can break. He's running into the middle, goes over to Marin on that left-hand side, just keeps the ball on, skips past Ayling at right back, down that left-hand side. Can he get a ball into Piatek? He can. David Neres there, though, at the back post, his 4th goal of the season. Less than a minute on the clock, and we're already 1-0 up against Leeds. Marin breaks that tackle there and then just drives down that left-hand side. He then gets a ball in, trying to find Piatek, but it's over the top of his head. And David Neres on the half volley, put that into the far left-hand side. 1-0 to Newcastle. Robertson throws the ball into Madison. He gets the ball in again. David Neres trying to get onto that one, but tackles Koo. Madison again with the ball at his feet, going down that left-hand side into Marin. Robertson, can he get the ball into the box? He can. Piatek's there trying to attack it. David Neres falls to him again, and he scores his 2nd goal of the game. Lovely little flick on by Dennis Zakaria, and it's 2-0 to Newcastle. Robertson down that left-hand side, he whips that ball in. Piatek's got 2 men on him. Zakaria just nods that ball to Neres on that right-hand side, and it's 2-0 to Newcastle. Leg with the ball in his hands, and he's going to start with a kick up to Kemar Roof, and he gets the ball away from Robertson, and Barella comes back and snapping at his heels to take the ball away from the striker. Dodo now on the right-hand side, driving down past Neres, keeps going. Fleck comes out and tackles him, but he rides that tackle. He's carry on going. Here's Dodo, ball into the middle. Piatek's there, hits the post, and falls kindly for leg to claim. Zagadou picking up that ball, carrying on from the last highlight, actually, to be fair. And Robertson down this left-hand side, takes on Ayling again. Ball into the back post. Neres is there. Neres has scored a hat-trick inside the first 17 minutes of this game. And it's his 6th goal of the season. And I thought we nearly scored with Piatek a couple of seconds ago. But Robertson coming down this left-hand side, he whips this ball into the back post. Left back is having so many troubles against David Neres, he can't pick him up. It's 3-0 Newcastle. Madison with a corner into Marin, and Marin's took that away. It's a deft header, kind of flicking it back, kind of away from where it came, and it's a lovely header. Madison whips that ball in, and yeah, he just kind of flicks it back to the back post, and the keeper can't get to it. 4-0 now, 25 minutes gone. Madison going to get that ball into the back post, and it's trickled back in again. I think it's Zagadou who got the goal. No, it's not going to count. Been ruled out for a push by Zagadou. Roof in between centre back and left back as a good tackle falls to Koo, and he hits the crossbar on the hour mark. Leeds nearly pulling one back. And there we have, full-time whistle goes. Newcastle 4, Leeds 0. Did the damage within the first 25 minutes, and then just played out that second half. Nothing to report in the second half, really. David Neres with a 9.6. 3 goals for him, and we'll see where that leaves us in the league once all the games have been played. All league games have been played, and as you can see, Liverpool 15 wins out of 15 played in the league. United slip up against City in the Manchester derby, so that puts them 7 points behind Liverpool with 15 games played. We're in third now after a couple of really good wins in the league, and we're 5 points behind United, but 12 points behind Liverpool in first. We need Liverpool to go on a little bit of a patchy run and lose some games, or even just drop some points for us to get back into it. City in fourth, point behind us, and 6 points behind United, and then Arsenal in fifth on 31, 2 points behind us. So third, fourth, fifth, really, really tight. See who's going to finish up in those Champions League places. Speaking of the Champions League, we will be back with that Valencia game, and we're going to bring you the City game as well. So we've got some tough games in December. We've got City away, Arsenal at home, and we also have to go to Leicester, who find themselves in, I think, sixth. So really, really tough set of fixtures coming up for us as well. But Valencia City, that's when we'll be back on Saturday, 12 o'clock. But that's it for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time a video goes live. And until next time, Saturday, 12 o'clock, we bring you the final game of the Champions League group stage. Will we go through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League, or will we either go out or into the Europa League? And a massive game against City, third versus fourth. I'll see you soon.